Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, iTunes, Audible, and more. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So if you're looking for angry, ranting, political rhetoric, or shock talk, this is not the place, because I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And today is Monday, October the 11th, and it is a special day for a lot of people. Some of you know I was born in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving to my country of birth. Oh, Canada. It's also Native American Day. It's also International Day of the Girl Child. And I just want to give a huge shout out to my older daughter, who 3 years ago today had a horrific accident where she fractured her neck and her wrist rolling over a rental car going to see a band in upstate New York when she was at Cornell. And I'm just so grateful that this particular girl child came out of it. It was miraculous. The salvage guy at the yard said that her Jeep looked like it had rolled over, not like 3 to 6 times like the police said, but more like 12 to 20. It was in such bad shape. And if you go to my social media, I'll be posting something to recognize the miracle. So that's my girl child day is dedicated to my older daughter, Chloe. And if you know any girl children, I would like you to go up to them today and look them in the eyes and say, you know, you are loved, loving, and lovable, and you can do anything that your heart and mind desires. All right. And it is also National Sausage Pizza Day. So you can enjoy that guilt-free because you heard it here. And today I have a special on-location set of interviews. And the first one is a wonderful cleanup day in memory of Tom LaBonge. And I have great on-location interviews with his beautiful wife. I got a little peace in, peace out wave from our mayor, Eric Garcetti. And my first interview with Councilman Mitch O'Farrell. So enjoy.
Whether it was his neighbor's garbage cans or whether it was picking up trash, Tom would be very proud of all of us today. But he wouldn't want to do this out of pride. He'd want us to realize this is like working out. You've got to keep the muscle of service going to have a healthy city. And so that's what today is all about. So thank you to LAPD and sanitation and DWP, and most of all, just everyday citizens who could be sleeping in, the young people who got up, the seniors who might have an achy back, but you're here because we love Los Angeles. Martin Luther King said, you know, everybody can do something great because everybody can serve. I think Tom LaBonge embodied that more than anybody else. So thank you all for being here in this sacred space and reconsecrating it with your hands, with your spirit, and with your service today. Does anybody need Spanish or okay? Español? Okay, I'm getting in Español. I might have to cheat a little bit. Gracias a todos por venir este día, por este día de servicio en honor de nuestro amigo Tom LaBonge. Nos hemos reunido el día de hoy para dar tributo a un gran hombre, or citizen or friend. You've got to come here because the city needs you. And it was a call that he always answered. It was a call his family has always answered, because you don't do this on your own.
Good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah. I'm here in Los Angeles with a special woman who is going to introduce herself and tell me why she's here.
My name is Bridget Leblanc, and I'm happy to be here today to represent my husband, the late council member Tom LaBonge.
And this is such an honor. Everybody is out on force to remember him. I just talked to Mitch. So what does this feel like for you?
It's like, so this is what Tom would want. This is what he loved. People getting together in a celebratory manner and working hard to make the city clean and better. So this is right up his alley.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm sorry for your loss, but I know he's loving us from the other side and helping all of us. What's your message to people in LA who are hurting right now? They're still, not sure, pandemic, no pandemic, all of that.
Well, in times of crisis, we always have to remember, and for my own personal time, I remember the riots of 92.
You must be spoiled of LA.
I remember the people I knew in the city. I remembered my family, and I remembered people I knew in the city. And I felt unsafe at the time for the sorrow, but I remembered people I loved. And I remembered the friends we had and the people here, helpers. Find the helpers.
Find the helpers. Find the helpers. That's a great advice. All right, and I do this at the end of every show. I do this peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you so much. Bless you. Yeah. Good morning. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah. I'm here in Los Angeles with a council member who is going to tell us why we're here. Please introduce yourself.
Sure. Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell. I represent the 13th District here in Los Angeles. This is the inaugural Tom LaBonge Memorial Day of Service. So we have sites across the city. We're right here at the Silver Lake Meadow by the Silver Lake Reservoir Complex. And we're gearing up for this incredible event in celebration of his life, in celebration of service, and in celebration of community. And it's the best way to honor his memory. He was a dear friend of mine. Everyone assembled here today loved him, and he lives on through us. So it's a wonderful morning in Los Angeles.
Beautiful. And I cover what's right with the community, what's right with the world, what's right with politicians. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. Can people come and be part of this? Is it too late? How long is it going on?
It's going from 8:30 to 12 noon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we're up in?
We're at the Silver Lake Meadow here in the heart of Silver Lake. So join us.
Fantastic. All right. It's all about balance. Mayor Garcetti did this with me. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace.
There you go. I second all of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Marissa. Just this morning about when a city or municipality or governmental agency invokes vaccine requirements, the infection rate goes down. Believe in the science, believe in the data. We eradicated polio and many other diseases because of vaccinations.
And I hope you enjoyed those, continuing to spotlight what's good about our community, what's good about Los Angeles, and what's good about politicians. Please pay attention to what Councilman Mitch Farrell says about vaccinations. I hope that you are all at least double vaccinated, and if you qualify, triple vaccinated, and that's how we're going to get out of this pandemic. And when we come back, I'm so delighted to bring you an on-location interview with the founder of Triumph Foundation, as well as others. It was a delightful coverage. I was actually sent by my New York news agency to cover the wheelchair over the line baseball tournament. And little did I know that not only was I going to meet somebody I have had as a guest, I was also going to try a wheelchair out for the first time. When we come back here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on the station that leaves no listener behind.
back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, including my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you will actually get an alert every morning at 8 when the new show drops if you're not in your car listening to the radio. So you can actually watch and listen. And that's important because you're going to get to see me playing wheelchair softball for the first time. So enjoy.
There we go. I want to catch.
Good morning. This is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, reporting live on a court here, about ready to have a very interesting and illuminating and wonderful competition. I have here the founder of the organization that actually makes these things happen. So I'd love to have him tell you what's going on.
Well, thank you, Dr. Marissa. And Triumph Foundation's holding our 7th annual over-the-line wheelchair baseball tournament today, and we have around 50 people that came out to participate, all with different disabilities, and we're playing a game that's lots of fun that almost anyone can participate in. We're big on inclusivity and making everyone from the community come together for fun.
Wonderful. And this, and we didn't get your name.
Sorry, I'm Andrew, and I'm the founder and director of Triumph Foundation, and we're here in Southern California helping people that suffer a catastrophic injury or accident that causes them to face a mobility impairment, and that's what happened to me. I'm just trying to pay it forward and help out other people.
So what happened to you?
So I suffered a spinal cord injury in 2004, and my whole life turned upside down in a moment. It wasn't a tragic fall or anything like that, but I fell the wrong way and broke my neck, and now I'm a recovering quadriplegic.
Wow. And you didn't just stay home and feel sorry for yourself. You started an organization that has these fabulous activities. This is your 7th year. And for that, I'm going to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award.
I love it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I don't give all my guests that. I just love finding people who take their tragedy and turn it into something amazing to help other people. So that's why you're getting the award. Now, this looks like a lot of fun. Am I going to get a chance to even try this?
You better. That's our goal today, is to get everybody to play in the games, and we have extra wheelchairs that you'll be able to try out. And it's just a lot of fun. And a lot of times with our able-bodied friends, they're the real challenge athletes because they're not used to pushing, they're not used to all this. And so we put them in the game. They have a newfound respect for people in wheelchairs and people that have disabilities, and learn how cool they are and how much fun we can have together.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you do a little lesson here, because there's people who we can't call handicap now. Is it disabled? It's not, all this terminology. What is your education for us?
Well, I like to be considered a wheelchair user, not confined to a wheelchair, but I use a wheelchair. It's my ultimate tool for independence. And then usually we try to put the person first, so we say people with disabilities.
Instead of disabled person.
Yeah, exactly right. And at the end of the day, though, as long as someone's coming with a good heart, we can educate. So don't feel like you can't approach us and I might offend somebody. We just want people to come together, and the sad truth of the matter is that we're the fastest growing minority in the world that anyone can become a part of at any time. And so when people face some sort of life-changing challenge with a disability, it's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. And we want to help people push the limits of their ability.
Beautifully said. I am so grateful that I got a chance to meet you and to highlight you. This is what I do at the end of every show, which is peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you, and good luck with everything.
He's going to play. I love it.
I have another news thing to go to. No, I'm kidding. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you.
Dr. Marissa reporting live. You just met the fabulous founder of Triumph Organization, and he's forcing me to try a wheelchair that we don't even know, the maintenance guy said may or may not work. Just kidding. But this is going to be my first time, and I love doing everything once, marriage, divorce. So I'm just kidding. But I'm so happy to try this out, and tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Well, use your arms to push it, and then we'll bring you over here, and we're going to have you take a swing at the bat.
Oh my
and we'll
God.
see how it goes.
Okay.
So,
Sounds great.
pretty fun.
All right. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're safe with me with a bat in my hand?
Walter,
You can hit it this way.
Okay.
So we'll spin and grin, and we'll hit it that way.
So I go to where you are?
Yeah. And then I think maybe the camera
Can be this way, right here.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah, okay.
Go right here so you can get when I pitch and everything.
Yeah, I'll get you a good arm. Good side.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I got the
Here's the pie.
You ready?
One hand or two?
I would suggest one. Okay, have a wiffle ball bat.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah.
No, this is it. All right. Wait for it. Okay, right here. Right here. Ready? Oh, my wheel hit it.
Let's try it
Right over here.
We need
Right
the
over
buddy
here.
shot. Right here is going to be the hit.
Yeah.
See right there, you have to catch it, Marie. See, we'll do it again. Okay, we'll do it again. But when you can, you gotta catch it. Okay, use your name.
Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Ready? One more. Yeah, one more. Come on. This time she's gonna catch it, Mary. Michelle, you're gonna catch it, okay? All right.
Okay.
Don't fall.
All right.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, go. Oh, nice. Oh, all right.
That's a real smile.
Beautiful. Dr. Marissa reporting live with what's good with the world, what's good with people. Go to triumph.org, support them, donate, whatever. Enjoy life. This is the joy ride of life.
Team Triumph.
Good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, reporting live here in the Valley at a very, very special event. I have a new friend over here, and he's going to explain what's going on today.
Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Walter Escamilla, and we are all right here at the Balboa Park with the Triumph Foundation. For those who know what Triumph Foundation does, we are a non-profit based in Santa Clarita, but we go from Santa Barbara all the way to San Diego. And our mission is to help people with spinal cord injuries, / stroke survivors, / spinal bifida, anything that has to do with mobility impairment. It's our mission to help them rebuild their life with resources, but mainly give them recreation. You know, as you guys can see today, we have a beautiful day. We have our wheelchair baseball tournament going on today. And what we're doing today, we're getting people involved, all the community, because everything that we do is inclusive. So we have able-bodied playing with people that are having any type of disability. We're going to throw them in the chairs. As you can see over there, we have adaptive chairs. And we get everybody to play and have fun and swing, and that's because we believe exercise is medicine. So please look us up, triumphfoundation.org, and you can help by volunteering or just coming and having fun. Thank
Fantastic.
you.
And I love what you said in the earlier interview that you're really not disabled.
Oh, yeah, because, see, the stigma in our community is that if you're in a wheelchair, your life is over. So, to me, my life is not over. As a matter of fact, I do more now that I'm in a wheelchair. And I'm not disabled. I just do things different. I still, when I go, because the mission of Triumph Foundation is meeting newly injured and telling them that life is not over. And I always tell them, I still got the American dream. Pay mortgage and taxes.
Well, I love that. And for that, I'm going to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award.
Oh, thank you. Yay!
I think it's absolutely wonderful. Good morning. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah. And I just was interviewing someone at this great event. put on by triumph.org. And this guy comes up and goes, "Hey, you remember me?" Now, usually when guys say that to me, that's a little bit concerning. But I'm so happy to see Danny here. He was on my show. So how the fork are you?
The fork is that you almost didn't remember and you did a double take.
Well, you had a mask on.
Yeah, I know. The hat and the glasses, so I was incognito, but
Yeah.
I've been amazing. We've been waiting 2 years to get back to the over the line tournament, and I was so surprised when I saw you. I was like, I know her.
Yes, you do. Well, I freelance for a New York news agency that sends me on location, and I get to pick what I like to cover. And this I had to cover, right? Wheelchair softball. Hello. And in fact, if I have time, I'm going to try the challenge over there.
Oh, okay. You're gonna jump in the chair?
I think I am. I don't know. I'm in a dress though.
That's gonna make for good TV.
It's just gonna make for good TV. So how everything good?
Been really good, busy. I stayed busy throughout quarantine, doing a lot of acting stuff from the living room, which that was a learning curve in itself.
Yeah. And when I interviewed you, that was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think I was only a year post-recovery, post-injury, so I was
And remind my listeners what happened.
I was injured in a mountain biking accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down.
And what is this organization meant to you?
Triumph Foundation actually restarted my life because I didn't know there was such a huge community of people that were in the same situation that I was in, and I was able to come out of my shell and talk personal things with the other members. And it really, before I met Triumph, I was just at home depressed all the time alone until I met Triumph, and that's when my world really opened up again.
Beautiful. Well, good luck today. You're playing in the tournament, I'm sure.
We're playing, and I actually won the tournament 2 years ago from the last time we played, so I'm defending the trophy.
All right.
Team Orange, let's go.
Well, wonderful. Well, you know the drill. Ready with the peace sign? Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Dr. Marissa reporting live here at the Triumph. What do you call this?
Over the line.
Over the line tournament softball wheelchair with my fabulous past guest and friend, Danny. And gosh, I'm just so happy to be able to come and cover this. Now, you remember, I balance out all the bad news with good news, what's right with the world, what's right with community, what's right with you, and what's right with me.
Absolutely.
And because of that on-location interview, I decided that today, for the Spotlight interview, when we come back, it will be the interview that I had that was so important and so well received with Danny Gomez, as well as Jeff Lefkovitz, who is the founder of the ABC Center and doing so many amazing things for people with disabilities and spinal cord injuries. When we come back here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC, NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. Because I am determined to fulfill my Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So I bring topics and guests like the Spotlight interview today to help with happiness. So if you know anyone who's in a wheelchair, if you know anyone who has had spinal cord injury, this is the interview for you to share. And even if you haven't had that, I think it's so important what is talked about on how we can better communicate and relate to people with disabilities. Enjoy. And today is a show about hope, and this one's a special one because I just named someone Dr. Hope, and he is Jeff Lefkovitz, who started in the 90s as a doctor of chiropractic with certifications and degrees in the field of acupuncture, kinesiology, neuroscience, exercise physiology, natural medicine, diet, and muscle therapies. It's his mission to master leading-edge knowledge, expertise, and systems in neuroscience, biomechanics, and behavioral strategies to help his clients heal with hope. A movie about his work, One Day or Day One, has been met with rave reviews and will be playing on ESPN and Lifetime this year. I've dubbed him Dr. Hope, and you'll soon see why. And then we have Danny Gomez, who I met both of them at our Vision to Wealth keynote. We were all on stage at the Hyatt a couple months ago. He moved to LA from New Orleans after losing his home in Hurricane Katrina. He recently suffered an injury that forced him to reevaluate his life and his goals. Danny is now in full pursuit of making the best of his life and his situation, participating in adaptive sports, films, and being a mentor to the disabled community. Please welcome, without further ado, Jeffrey and Danny to the studio.
Hello, good morning.
And before we even do anything, I wanted to play a little clip from this movie that made me cry probably 8 times yesterday, and I wanted to share it, just segments of it, because I wanted to have time to actually talk to y'all. So we'll watch it right now, and Tony, take it away.
Like exercise, I'm like, how did you think of that? And I'm like, what are you making me do? Sometimes it's torture, but he does it because he wants to help me, and understand that. It's like the love-hate kind of relationship.
He made me do 100 squats on my first day. And I was like, man, this guy's crazy, he's making me do things that I've never even done before.
He would say stuff, and in my mind I'm thinking, I don't know if I could do that. What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you could do it. And I'm like, okay. And most of the time I could do it.
When you do hands-on healing work with people, you have to have some sort of spirituality because of just the energy exchange between you and the person, and sometimes you just find that there's much more than you that's kind of guiding you through a process.
He said, you're proof that mind over matter is a real phenomenon because people with your mentality are the ones that I can help.
I believe that these guys are in the biggest battle of their lives, and I believe that this is the front line, this is the trenches. And so we're in this battle together, and you know what? If they're gonna fight as hard as they're gonna fight to come back from this, well, I'm gonna fight equally as hard, if not harder, for them.
First day I met Jeff, he was kind of strict. I didn't know he was gonna smile or what.
Good. Through the heels, now drive those knees down. Drive those knees down towards the floor, smashing it, good.
I think he was gonna go really hard on me, but he's an amazing person. He's such a soft heart. It's unbelievable.
One of my big pet peeves is if I ask somebody to do something and they start telling me, well, I can't do this because of this, and they already start talking themselves out of it before they've actually given it a shot. I'm not having this conversation with you about your disbelief.
Your mental attitude and having a positive approach to your recovery is probably 90% of it.
It took a little bit, but eventually I was able to convince him, hey, let's have you jump up on a box. And he hadn't jumped in years.
Positive energy, constant exploration. If he asked me to do something and I had too much difficulty doing it, he would rethink it immediately and approach it from another angle, not give up on it.
Let me just change my mind frame. Instead of thinking, let me get through this, let me start thinking, this is another great opportunity for me to start walking. But it's one step closer to my recovery. Instead of saying, I want to walk again, I tell myself I am going to walk again.
And that is a segment from a film You're getting teared up. I know. I just got teared up. This is a film that is actually out in all of the film festivals now, so you can support it. I am going to just... I usually do this at the end, but I'm just going to do it now because anyone who is paralyzed from a tragedy, an accident, from birth, whatever it is, it's not easy. And it's easier to just not try. And so the fact that you have acted on hope, the fact that you are hope, and for the hopeless, you both get Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. And I don't give that to all my guests, Tony can tell you. But that movie just capsulizes that no matter what, life is fabulous, and that's why I wanted you both on the show. And so that's from the Abilities Recovery Center. And just a little bit, that movie was made because someone contacted you, had heard about the work that you were doing with people that were paralyzed and getting results that weren't...
Came from New York.
Okay.
Heard from us, heard about us from New York City and came from New York, called up and said, hey, we'd like to do a documentary, kind of explore this story.
Yeah, and here it is. And I mean, it blew up on social media when I accidentally didn't know I wasn't supposed to show it. And I did, and I'm glad because nobody told me I couldn't. Yeah. Even though if you had told me I couldn't, I probably would have done it even more. But
and I'm glad that you did. You know, when I found out yesterday that you had put it out on social media, I immediately called the director and I said, "Oops." But I explained a situation that happened the night before where a large group of people got to see this movie. And literally from the last couple of minutes where it's showing all of the accomplishments of the people that are in the movie, people were on their feet cheering and screaming at the screen. There wasn't a dry eye in the house, and the applause went for another 3 minutes past the end of the movie.
Wow.
The cheers that the clients were getting. I mean, I wish they could have been there for that moment.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah, we'll film it next time. Yeah, that was the Kiss the Monkeys event, and I'm actually a member of that. I got thrown in there too, and
nice.
if I weren't in Europe, I would have been there. So
fantastic, yeah.
But that's
it was a
so
event.
awesome.
It was great.
Al, right?
Yeah, Al.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Peace
the
in and peace out.
Yeah, peace in, peace out. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. So let's go to Danny. You got equal amount of billing and a lot of love on social media when I showed your clip that I was smart enough to get, even before I knew I was going to have you on the show, where you spoke about. So for those of you who haven't seen that clip, tell me a little about how you ended up in a wheelchair.
2 years ago, I go out on my normal day of mountain biking with a couple friends, actually my brother-in-law and a friend from work. And it was just a normal day. We're at the top of the mountain, and I like the adrenaline rush of riding my bike. I've been riding since I was a kid. And I see this little hill that I want to jump off of, not thinking anything.
And you've been riding like a long time. It's not like this was your first try.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was a matter of, I see this hill, I want to jump, and I didn't look where my landing zone was before I jumped. And I remember just speeding down and hitting the incline, and as soon as I hit, I looked down and I went, oh, you know,
shiitake.
Oh, shiitake mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I just remember a smack, and I blacked out. And when I came to, I was just staring up at the bluest sky ever, and I knew instantly that something was wrong. So from there, I was airlifted out of there with the helicopter, and I come to find out I had a T11, T12 vertebrae that popped out and bent my spinal cord, so it was a instant paralyzation of below my belly button.
Wow. And then
I went through like a year and a half of depression, not wanting to leave. I thought my life was over. For me, moving was a big part of my life. I always did everything fast. I walked fast, I drove fast, and then to not be able to move, it was like a terrifying nightmare that I was in.
Yeah.
And I was looking for some type of hope.
Right. But you were hopeless.
Exactly.
I mean, that was a year and a half of why bother. Did you
did people try to help you? Like, did people try to? Your sister probably, tried to talk you out of it or give you hope.
Yeah, and I think it's harder for the family members because they don't know what to do in that situation.
Right.
They know physically they need to move you from here to there. They need to clean up after you and do that. But mentally, there's only so much that a family member can do mentally for you. You have to make the decision yourself.
Yeah.
To change the way you think.
Yeah.
And
so how did that happen?
Finally, I just got fed up with it, and I was like, I need to do something. I need to figure something out. So I found this rehabilitation center.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Jeff Lefkovitz, who literally changed my life from the first day I met him.
What happened?
From day one.
What happened? What did he say to you?
He didn't say anything. He pushed me to do things I didn't think were possible. He had me standing up. I was doing these like squats. And mind you, I'm paralyzed. And I'm like, there's no way I can do that.
Right.
And we had to do this 100 squat challenge. And he's like, you can do it. And by squat 20, in my head, I'm like, there's no freaking way. Next, you know, I'm at 100 squats. Yep. I'm sweating. I'm about to pass out. And he's like, you see, you could do it.
Wow. So he pushed you past your excuses.
Past my excuses, past my doubts, my self-doubts of myself, and the fear.
Mm-hmm. So restoring the belief in what you could do.
Exactly.
I'm branding you right now. We're making up more commercials here. Right. Yeah. That's what I got from listening to all of the love-hate relationships from your clients who like,
I felt the same way.
That's it. It's like he's not doing things for you. He's proving to you that you could do it.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever like want to give up and say this is too hard?
I never really liked to work out even before my injury. Like I like to play sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just being consistent and going there every day, like that wasn't in my DNA basically.
Right.
But because I was seeing changes, and I was actually gaining certain things that I didn't have before, getting stronger, upper body, and
So you're seeing results.
Seeing the results, and that made me want to go back. And plus, I wanted to be around Jeff.
Mm.
I look forward to like being around this dude, and I know we're all gonna be crying here, so just get ready for it.
I know.
But I love it when people cry.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much. That's nice.
Because that means that the hearts are open.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Tears are the disinfectant that keep your heart soft.
Mm-hmm.
So he became very attractive to me after that. I actually said, "Are you single?" And he goes, "Yes, but I'm very busy."
Right.
But that just, it's so beautiful to see people who know what they're here to do. And so you obviously have gotten your calling. You're in the studio. You're in the Abilities Recovery Center every day. Your life work is to help people who don't think that they can do it. I mean, that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom
Every
line, yeah.
single person in that video, got a belief in themselves that they didn't have before. And I think if you're just tuned in and you're wondering who I have in my studio today talking about hope and belief in self and being able to overcome accidents that end up in paralysis, I have the Abilities Recovery Center founder, Jeffrey Lefkovitz, and one of his clients and someone who is now an actor and an activist and someone who's taking what happened to him and not feeling sorry for himself, but actually using his experience, Danny Gomez, to make a difference on the planet for people who are just, I believe, in a special way, gifted with the tragedy that they had. And that's not an easy corner to turn.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm so delighted to have both of them in the studio. You are listening to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa. And so what do you encounter? Because you, in that clip, and obviously I picked the part that said spirituality because I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. And the difference between the two, I would say, is, Religion is for people who want to avoid going to hell, and spirituality is for those of us who have already been there. And so what part of that would you say makes a difference in the client? I think Patrick said something to the effect of, looking at things differently, or somebody on there, instead of saying I can't do it, or, I am blessed with, or I can, I am able to. So just when I say spirituality, what do you mean by that, or how do you interpret that?
Well, for me, spirituality is just being spiritual, being in touch with whatever your God or higher power is. I don't need to really put any names for anybody. For myself, typically I meditate every morning and pray every morning, and just to cover all my bases, I say God, source of all universe. Yeah, and I feel like that kind of covers everything before I do my prayers. But yeah, spirituality to me, like you said, if you've been through hell, and now you're able to give it back.
Right, and so. Spirit energy, right? So the role of energy that plays into the healing process of what you went through. Talk to that.
Yeah, I mean, for the energy. Yeah. I definitely feed off of if I wake up and I'm smiling in the morning, or if I wake up and I just don't, it's more days than not that I wake up and I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Yeah. Because there's so much that I have to do before I even leave the house. It's like, oh man, I gotta go through that again. Right. But I've been trying to fuel my life with the energy of people like Jeff, and getting into sports and being around people that tell me that I inspire them. Like, all that feeds my soul and gives me that energy to do it every day. Yeah, yeah. So what do you say to yourself when you start having the, why bother? This is too hard. Or all the things that I have to do just to get myself dressed and out of the house. I feel, first of all, if I succumb to those feelings, then I go to that dark place and it's hard to get out of there. So, I just try to fight those feelings. Yeah. Even as much as I don't want to get out that day. Right. Because more often than not, for me, when I do decide to leave the house, something good happens. Yeah. Even if it's just me going to the grocery store and getting my groceries, I did something. Right. I have something I didn't have before that I need. Right. You know what I mean? So I think that getting out there, and that's something that I've preached before, is if you stay home, nothing's going to happen. And nothing's going to happen if you stay home. It's just, you got to get out and live. Yeah. Live. I mean, for me, it was a freak accident. I left my house and something bad happened to me. And it's weird to say that my life is 100 times better than it was before.
Hello?
It's crazy.
Did you hear that? So everyone, and I know I asked specifically if you know anyone who's paralyzed to tune into the show, and we'll be sharing this after. So if you are paralyzed, if you literally are in the same position that Danny Gomez is, then I want you to just say that again. Okay? So because really, I can't say anything to someone who is paralyzed because I have no idea what they're going through, no matter how good at empathy I am, even though I was beaten as a child, to the point where I was hospitalized. I still don't know what it's like. My pain is not the same as that pain. So I am absolutely convinced that we all go through tragedy or some kind of chiseling in pain, one, to really find that gift that we have, that's unique talent, gift, and ability, and two, to be able to share and say to someone who is in a similar situation, I get you. Yeah. I really know what you're going through in a wheelchair. Right. I get it. So say that again. So this is specific. I want you to look in the camera and say, this is for anyone who's in a wheelchair.
This is for anyone who's in a wheelchair, paralyzed, is dealing with any type of neurological disease where you can't move. And this might sound really weird because before my accident, I could walk. I was normal. There's people that I've missed from before my accident and things that I've missed doing. But the world that opened up for me afterwards, once I made that decision to not let this injury defeat me, it gave me all the power that I needed to live my life and find my creativity and my soul.
Amen.
So you can do it. You can do it.
Yep.
Right?
Amen, brother. Absolutely.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful.
And it sucks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I
Right.
know my middle name is Pollyanna, but but this is why I do what I do. I mean, this is why I love what I do, because I get to balance out all of the negative BS belief systems that keep us in that dark hole.
Yeah.
Right? That we think that we're never gonna, if we fall in, we'll never get out and we'll be like Humpty Dumpty, but it's not true. You'll fall in for a little bit and then you will get out this magnificent. Tell me some of the things that you're doing now, because I know there's like a bunch of really good shiitake going on.
This is random, but besides like, going to ARC, that gave me confidence.
Right.
And then they gave me confidence to open myself up to new experiences. So one day I get this random text message, hey, do you want to be a part of this project this Saturday? I didn't have the number saved. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to see where this goes.
Okay.
From that, I ended up doing a short film that I acted in. We ended up winning Best Film for the film festival, Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge. And now we're qualified for Academy Award short film. Yeah.
That's so, thank you. I was just going to say, that is so freaking awesome.
Right.
So can we influence that at all? Vote for it or do something to support
Definitely,
it?
actually share the film, because what Easter Seals did is they're opening people's eyes, the community of disabled actors, because we don't get a lot of love in the industry.
Yeah.
And Nick Novicki, he's the creator and founder. He's pushing those films out there. So our film is called Checkmate by Carl Hansen. And
Checkmate by Carl Hansen.
It's a funny film, and it's really well done. And I had a blast doing it. And I was throwing in the lines then, and I came out with some scratches, but we did it, and it was great. Yeah.
Fantastic. That is fantastic.
So that's on my Facebook page, and you can find that. You can even find that on YouTube. Checkmate Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge.
Checkmate Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge. Say that 3 times.
Right.
And Danny Gomez, your Instagram's a little difficult for me to type out. So how to find you on Instagram?
I know, and if I would have known that
you were going to blow up like this, you would have.
I would have put my name.
Right.
But it's at DG Style, DGSTYLE. Because I was trying to be clever, like Danny Gomez style.
Okay. Well, that helps. That helps.
Right.
Well, we're, soon I'm just going to put it out there. You're going to have to put the real Danny Gomez or the official Danny Gomez.
And my Twitter's even worse if you want to hear that one. But
yeah, go.
When Twitter first came out, I signed up, never used it.
All right.
And I named myself at Laugh My Ass Off. Sorry, I don't know if I say that, but
I'm going to have to spend money video editing that out for this CNBC channel, but that's okay. I think in a name we're okay, right? Okay.
Okay.
But that's fantastic.
My first
the bleep.
Congratulations.
That's wonderful.
I just loved that interview. And if you want to hear the rest of that interview, please free subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you can listen and watch that important interview with both Danny and Jeff. And that's it for today's fascinating and edutaining episode of Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room during the pandemic, reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Have the best day ever.